I'm Maria, and today you're going to learn how to clear WordPress cache on your site with plugins. Almost all WordPress sites have caching enabled to store resources efficiently and speed up the site. And sometimes you may want to clear this cache. In this video, we'll teach you how to clear WordPress cache using various methods. But before we get too far, I want to let you know that there will be links to more resources in the video's description, and remember, subscribe and ring that bell to get notifications for future helpful content. Now, let's get to it. We like to provide actionable tips to all WordPress users regardless of their hosting solution. So now we are going to show you the process to connect these popular caching plugins and show you how to clear the cache with each one. WP Rocket, a premium high-quality caching plugin, offers advanced and easy-to-use tools for setting up automated WordPress caching, along with a quick manual button to clear the WordPress cache from any page on your WordPress dashboard. We recommend it as one of the top options if you have any websites not running on Kinsta. Besides standard site caching, WP Rocket provides database cleanup tools, file optimization, and a CDN integration, just to name a few of the features. Overall, it's an all-in-one optimization plugin that could very well replace and consolidate many other plugins you have on your website. To clear the WordPress cache with the WP Rocket, purchase and install the plugin on your WordPress website. The only way to get WP Rocket is through the primary sales website. It's not offered in the WordPress plugin library. After the plugin is installed and activated, you have several options to manually and automatically clear the cache. The first and the fastest option is to locate the WP Rocket tab in the upper part of the WordPress dashboard header menu. Clicking on the tab generates a drop-down list with links to the settings, preload cache area, documentation, FAQ, and support. For the fastest cache clearing, simply click on the Clear Cache item. It doesn't matter which page you're on in the WordPress dashboard, making this button rather convenient for those who want to clear the cache and get back to work. It also doesn't take too long to clear the WordPress cache in WP Rocket. It depends on your website's size and cache in general, but you shouldn't have to wait more than a few seconds to see the confirmation message. Besides, you may see a flash of the screen during the process. We highly recommend saving your current work before clearing the WordPress cache. There isn't much chance of losing anything while clearing the cache, but many of these plugins will refresh the page after it clears. The manual cache button eventually shares a message in the upper part of the dashboard screen. It should tell you it has cleared the cache and provide the date and time the process took place. The quick clear cache button is handy, but there's a good chance you don't want to manually clear the cache all the time, especially if you need to see changes in your content after updating a page or post. It would make more sense to have the cache cleared after those pages and posts are modified. Therefore, we recommend going to WP Rocket and then Settings from the WP Rocket button at the top of the screen. As an alternative, go to the sidebar menu in WordPress and choose Settings and then WP Rocket. Both methods lead you to the same page. The WP Rocket control panel offers a wide range of features, and it's all consolidated into this one area. For instance, you can optimize your files and media while also configuring your CDN to speed up your website. For now, all we want to do is clear the cache. You'll notice yet another manual clear cache button on this page. It's towards the right side of the dashboard section. Again, you can click on this clear cache button to complete the same caching process we went through before. There's also a button to preload cache, which essentially loads your cache backup with saved site data. This is a wonderful feature for giving your cache the data it needs to do its job. After all, the whole point of caching is to speed up the delivery of your website. Clearing the cache has its uses, but it does eliminate the cache's actual purpose in the first place. Not many plugins offer to preload the cache after they have cleared it. The Cache tab in the WP Rocket plugin reveals several options for automating the cache clearing and enabling caching in certain situations. For example, you can activate the Enable Cache for mobile devices features to ensure that all mobile versions of the website are also creating a cache and have the option to clear that cache later on. The user cache is another option to consider. Scroll down to the cache lifespan section to specify how many hours you'd like to pass before it clears the entire global cache. Essentially, this is the primary automated cache clearing functionality provided by WP Rocket, so you may want to have the entire site cache clear every 10 hours. It's possible to speed this timing up or slow it down to something like 7 or 30 days. As always, make sure you click on the Save Changes button before leaving the page. The left side menu in the WP Rocket plugin offers several caching and optimization tools. We recommend walking through every one of them to ensure your site runs at its peak performance. For instance, you might need to optimize your media items to look into file optimization. One that relates directly to the WordPress cache is the Preload tab. Click on that to proceed. It's optional, but we suggest activating preloading and enabling link preloading. We talked about preloading before, but essentially it's a way to generate new files in your cache right after it clears a cache. In the end, the preloading speeds up the delivery of your site's files to the users. It's also not a bad idea to go to the Advanced Rules tab in WP Rocket. Here, you'll be able to adjust settings and add specific rules and exceptions to your cache clearing. An example would be pasting in specific URLs from your website to ensure that they never get cached. Login pages, user pages, and other pages with less content often do not need caching, since they change little and probably don't get frequented by the public as much as other pages or posts. Finally, there's a section in WP Rocket to always purge URLs. This area asks you to type or paste in some of your website URLs that should be purged regularly, or more specifically, when they get updated. These are the pages and posts that you update regularly and need to know that the content is showing up on your website's front end. Your homepage, for example, probably gets updated from time to time. Not clearing the cache after an update could mean that your users cannot see the new banner that talks about a promotion. We don't want that to happen. We can say the same for blog posts. Overall, there are plenty of other WordPress caching plugins, but WP Rocket has our vote for the most effective and user-friendly. When working outside of the realm of Kinsta hosting, WP Rocket turns caching into a simple task and ensures that you really don't have to think about it much into the future. The Cache Enabler plugin by KeyCDN offers a fast and efficient caching solution, and you don't have to pay anything to use the basic features. Once the plugin is installed, the caching process only takes one click. Simply locate the Clear Site Cache button in the top part of the WordPress dashboard. That's it. You aren't even sent to a new page to configure the cache clearing. The handy button does a quick clear out and refreshes the page so you can get back to business. An alternative, more advanced way to clear the cache in the Cache Enabler plugin is by clicking on Settings and then Cache Enabler in the WordPress dashboard. This page shows a larger list of caching behaviors and settings for you to consider. For instance, you may want to clear the site cache if any post type has been published or when a plugin has been activated or deactivated. These are all entirely optional, making for a more automated caching process. You can even clear the cache right from that page when you click on the Save Changes button. The Comet cache plugin includes both free and paid versions, and it features caching for everything from pages and posts to RSS feeds and categories. To clear the cache in Comet Cache, locate and click on the Comet Cache tab towards the bottom of the WordPress dashboard menu. With many of these plugins, there's a quick clear button to clear the cache without configuring any other settings instantly. For this plugin, you must actually go to the Comet Cache settings page, click the Clear button. A message will appear to show that your cache clearing was successful. To ensure that caching occurs regularly in the future, scroll down on the settings page and check the Yes, Enable Comet Cache option. Various other automated settings are available on this page, from automatic cache clearing to cache expiration times. Feel free to click on any of those sections before saving your Comet Cache settings. This way, you won't have to think about more specific caching opportunities in the future. But keep in mind that simply turning on the Comet Cache is the most important part. Click the Save All Changes button to finish up and start running Comet Cache. W3 Total Cache has popularity on its side, seeing how it's one of the most downloadable caching plugins on the market. It's a free plugin and it offers features for dedicated servers, mobile environments, and CDNs. To begin clearing the cache with W3 Total Cache, find the Performance tab at the WordPress dashboard's top. Scrolling your mouse over the Performance menu item reveals a drop-down menu for going to other plugin pages or clearing the cache directly from your dashboard location. Clear the Purge All Caches button to clear all caches. After that, a message shows up to tell you that the caches have, in fact, been successfully emptied. You also have the option to go into the General Settings area. There's an Empty All Caches button that does the same thing as the previous button. It's simply located in a different place. The majority of automated caching settings for W3 Total Cache live under the WordPress dashboard menu's Performance tab. For instance, there's an option for General Settings, Page Cache, and Minify, along with many others. These are all great for optimizing your website, but the general idea is to ensure that the standard page cache features is active. You can activate regular page caching on the General Settings page. Once on that page, mark the box for Enable Page Cache. There are also various other settings you can configure, but that's the most important one. For example, we like the idea of minifying your media elements to ensure that they get optimized and don't slow down your website. WP Supercache by Automatic boasts a clean interface and an incredible list of features, making it a viable solution for both WordPress beginners and advanced users who want caching on their websites. It's rather simple to clear your website cache with WP Supercache. After the plugin is activated, a Delete Cache button shows up on the WordPress dashboard's top menu. Click this button. Unlike other caching plugins, the cache isn't cleared with that one step. Instead, it sends you to the cache settings page. There you must click on the Delete Cache button to complete the process. To dive into the robust set of features from WP Supercache, go to Settings and then WP Supercache. You can turn on automated caching by marking the option called Caching On. Be sure to click the Update Status button to save the changes. Other than that, every cache element of WP Supercache is optional. There's a simple caching method and an expert one. You can also go through the plugin settings to complete tasks like caching for all visitors, CDN configuration, and content caching. WP Fastest Cache includes both free and premium versions. It offers fast methods for clearing WordPress cache files and completing other unique functions like preloading the cache or excluding certain pages and user agents from the cache. The plugin has CDN and SSL support, and you're able to activate cache timeouts for specific pages and automatically delete cache files for pages and posts when they get updated. The premium versions launch your cache clearing abilities into an enhanced level, with features for minifying, compressing, and combining CSS. Seeing as how WP Fastest Cache is most commonly used as a free plugin, we'll cover how to clear WordPress cache files in that version. To start, install and activate the WP Fastest Cache plugin. Two methods are available for clearing the cache in WP Fastest Cache, but we'll begin setting up the automated cache clearing. That way, you'll be able to run the cache purge in the background without having to go in and do it manually every time. Find the WP Fastest Cache button in the WordPress dashboard. This appears after activating the plugin on your site. This leads you to the primary plugin page for adjusting options and configuring everything from general settings to image optimization. Start by checking off the Enable Cache System box. This is the most important box since it turns on the basic functionality of clearing the cache regularly. Many other settings come with the plugin, so feel free to scroll through them all and decide on the ones you want to activate. For instance, it's not a bad idea to clear cache files when you create a new post or update a post. You also might want to turn on minification for your HTML and CSS, both of which help out with performance enhancements. Overall, you can't really go wrong by marking all boxes on this page. However, we recommend going one by one to ensure that one of the optimization features doesn't conflict with another plugin or mess with your site's coding. We also suggest considering the preload setting since it allows you to cache the entire site automatically. That's not always a desirable option, but could occasionally be considered in an overarching feature that handles much of the caching without having to go too technical with your settings. Be sure to click on the Submit button once you're done with the settings area. This activates all automated caching and begins optimizing your site with little work on your end. To manually clear the cache with WP Fastest Cache, click on the Delete Cache tab in the WP Fastest Cache options page. Choose one of the two buttons, Clear All Cache or Delete Cache, and Minified CSS or JS. The Clear All Cache button handles the entire website, targeting all cache files, particularly the object and page cache. The Delete Cache and Minified CSS or JS buttons control the cache for CSS and JavaScript files. Essentially, you should click this button if you or your developer edits a CSS or JS file. It's essential if you're minifying those files. Regardless, the changes implemented in the new CSS or JS files most likely won't appear unless you've cleared the appropriate cache. WP Fastest Cache also helps you add timeout rules. Much like MyKinsta has expiration rules based on periods of time. Click the Add New Rule button to open a pop-up window that asks for how often you'd like to time out your cache. Remember, a cache timeout means that the cache gets cleared. Therefore, you're telling WP Fastest Cache that you'd like to clear the homepage or any other page's cache every hour, day, or week. Click on the Save button to store your rules in the dashboard and know that the caching happens at your desired intervals. WP Fastest Cache provides an impressive collection of caching and purging tools, along with complementary tools for linking to a CDN, optimizing images, and excluding pages from the cache purge. Access all of these features in the same window. Simply click on one of the tabs to see all features and settings included. For example, you may select the Exclude tab to add new rules to ensure that some pages aren't ever cached or cleared of their cache. Quite a few pages and user agents are already placed in the exclusions by default, such as the wplogin.php page and WP admin page, both of which are backend modules and have no reason to use the caching features. Finally, you may wonder how to instantly clear the cache right from the dashboard with the WP Fastest Cache plugin. Like Kinsta and many other top caching plugins, WP Fastest Cache adds a Delete Cache button to the top menu of your dashboard. Click the Delete Cache tab to reveal these options: Clear All Cache, Delete Cache, and Minified CSS JS. These are the same purging items we saw in the primary WP Fastest Cache settings page. The only difference is that you can access these anytime you want on the WordPress dashboard. What's great about WP Fastest Cache is that it often takes less than a second to clear WordPress cache storage. You see a brief loading spinner, but then the dashboard goes back to normal for you to go about your day on WordPress. The WP Fastest Cache plugin doesn't show any confirmation message, so you technically assume that the cache clearing worked the right way. LiteSpeed Cache markets itself as providing the fastest results out of any WordPress caching plugin. Whether or not that claim is true, it's clear that users seem to enjoy the modern interface and the speediness that comes with this plugin. As an overview, the LiteSpeed Cache plugin is a server-level cache, and it's considered an all-in-one site acceleration solution. All general caching features come with the free version, but some premium add-ons require you to have special hosting from LiteSpeed. Features we liked include object caching and image optimization all rolled into one plugin. You can also combine CSS, JS, and lazy load your images and iframes. Not to mention, you receive multiple options for choosing a CDN and speeding up your website even more. It all starts by going to the WordPress dashboard to clear the WordPress cache with the LiteSpeed Cache plugin. Once the LiteSpeed Cache plugin is installed, you should see an icon from the plugin developers on the upper menu in WordPress. Scrolling over this icon reveals several options for you to choose from, including managing your cache, configuring the settings, and optimizing images. To rapidly clear the cache without being distracted from the rest of your work, simply click on the icon and choose the Purge All button. The Purge All button gets rid of all cache storage from the primary LiteSpeed cache to the CSS and JavaScript cache. It's the most effective way to eliminate any saved versions of code or website data in the cache, especially if you don't have experience working with more unique cache clearing processes. You also have several other options available to clear cache. For instance, you could clear the critical CSS cache and nothing else. Other options include the opcode cache, the CSS JS cache, and the LS cache. Clicking the Purge All button runs through the cache cleaning process and should take no more than a few seconds to rid your storage of what was in there. However, it may take a little longer for larger websites with more resources. The LiteSpeed Cache plugin also doesn't take you away from your current page on the WordPress dashboard. With this advantage, you're able to continue working on a page or post while still getting the benefit of clearing the cache if need be. You'll see a success message once the cache clearing is done. Each specific cache clearing function has its own message, so you may see something slightly different depending on which one you go with. Overall, LiteSpeed Cache offers a simple, intuitive method for clearing the site cache and keeping most of the clutter away from the WordPress interface. Moving onward, the LiteSpeed Cache plugin also provides advanced tools for clearing your cache automatically and connecting to a free CDN offered through LiteSpeed Cache itself. To access these tools, click on the LiteSpeed Cache icon and go to the Manage button. As an alternative, you can select the LiteSpeed Cache link in the sidebar menu and choose Dashboard. The dashboard provides analytics and information about your optimization efforts and caching. We also recommend going to LiteSpeed Cache, then Cache to activate the automated portion of the caching system. However, the plugin requires you to connect to its CDN before turning on any of these automated features. Therefore, you must first go to LiteSpeed Cache and then General. The resulting page outlines that you must obtain a domain key to activate the LiteSpeed CDN. It's a free service and should speed up your site and page times based on your users' access to your website. This page provides information and buttons on how to get that domain key within a few steps. In short, they'll send you to the LiteSpeed Cache website to sign up for an account and link your website to your LiteSpeed Cache dashboard. After that, the domain key field gets filled in, after which you should click on the Save Changes button. There's one more course of action to consider before turning on the automated caching. You actually have to say that you want to use the CDN on your website. To do so, go to LiteSpeed Cache and then CDN in the WordPress dashboard. The first setting asks about the quick.cloud CDN. This is what you're looking for. Make sure it's set to the on position and you save changes. Finally, you're able to re-navigate back to LiteSpeed Cache and then Cache. The following page contains several switches to activate depending on what you'd like to cache and optimize regularly. The first setting, called Enable Cache, is the most important for your website. Turn it to the on position. Having the Enable Cache function set to on ensures that you no longer have to clear the cache every time you update your content manually. Besides, there are several other caching settings to configure underneath the primary Enable Cache tool. Some of them include Cache Logged In Users, Cache Commenters, Cache REST API, and many more. These are far more specific caching procedures than the standard page and object caching. So it's up to you to decide whether or not it's helpful for your organization. Be sure to click on the Save Changes button before proceeding. Another area to think about involves purging all parts of your cache when an upgrade occurs. A plugin, theme, or WordPress core update enables many additional features on your website, making it an ideal time to purge the cache and ensure everything starts from scratch. In the LiteSpeed Cache settings, go to the Purge tab. Set the Purge All On upgrade switch to on. The page provides a myriad of other specific purging settings for clearing the cache on certain pages and posts, so feel free to click through these and choose to check off the ones you want to include. Again, click the Save Changes button and you're done. You'll notice that the LiteSpeed Cache plugin's caching capabilities are well segmented so that you're never caching something that doesn't need it. Object caching is no different. Go to the Object tab in the LiteSpeed Cache settings to activate this automated clearing of the cache. Much of the object caching process is already configured for you, so all you have to do is ensure that the object cache switch is flipped to the on position. There you have it. That's all you really need to know about the LiteSpeed Cache plugin as a regular WordPress user. There are plenty of other more advanced features, both for the CDN and the cache. Still, these settings outlined enable you to optimize your website and ensure that the cache isn't getting in the way of any updates or content additions. If all else fails, go back to that LiteSpeed Cache icon button in the upper WordPress dashboard menu to clear every part of the cache. If you are a Kinsta user, You can clear the cache from the dashboard with the click of a button. To do this, locate the Clear Cache button. That's all there is to it. Within seconds, a success message appears to show that the cache cleared successfully. This rarely cuts into any of your work time. If it takes longer than usual, you can still move around your dashboard as the cache clearing continues. Kinsta users can clear the WordPress cache through MyKinsta. To begin, open MyKinsta and click on the Sites button. Locate the site for which you'd like to clear WordPress cache files. Click on the Tools tab. This page reveals a collection of tools built onto MyKinsta, such as Site Cache, Restart PHP, and WordPress debugging. Click on the Clear Cache button. This is the easiest way to instantly and manually clear WordPress cache files. There's no extra configuration or anything to type in. You may see a momentary message that tells you the cache is being cleared. It also explains that it disables all tools on that page until the caching process is over. The message usually only lasts for a few seconds. It's easy to miss, but a confirmation message slides onto the screen for a few moments to show that the cache has, in fact, cleared. It explains that a full page cache has been deleted on whichever site you choose from before. You don't need to click this button or complete any other tasks. The message will go away since the cache is purged. The tools on the page are then reactivated, and you're able to go on with your business as usual in MyKinsta. Kinsta's WordPress hosting can speed up your website by up to 200%, and you'll get 24/7 support from our expert WordPress engineers. Let us show you the Kinsta difference. Try a free demo of our MyKinsta dashboard at demo.kinsta.com. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials, explainers, and helpful content like this.